Hello, I'm Mara. Welcome to the Real Houseplant of New Jersey. Today we're going to be discussing the Philodendron Birkin. Yes, those are some brown spots, some leaves that wouldn't fully unfurl and stuff like that. However, this is a beautiful plant. I mean, look at these gorgeous pinstripes in here. These white leaves with the pinstripes. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful, if you can see that. Then we'll go on to, also I have another one. This one. And the reason I have it covered in a plastic bag is because, I'm gonna take the bag off, I haven't taken it off in a while, is because these leaves weren't unfurling. And the reason why, I was spraying them, I was, trying to keep the humidity up, I was spraying them, but look at them, they're not unfurling. And a lot of them are stuck. You see that? A lot of them are just stuck. You see, all the way around. So I put the humidity bag in there and then they started coming out like this. And they were gorgeous. But about a month ago, I had wrapped this. Now I haven't seen it yet. So we're doing this together. I had wrapped it in sphagnum moss because I had every intention of propagating this. So let's take off this moss together and see how it did. And see if it grew any roots. So that we have something to play with here. All right, something to start with a little bit. Are those little roots? Yeah, I think so. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off all these like little dead parts, soggy parts, I should say. Oh, great, we have a root. Okay, so we're gonna propagate this one a little bit. We're gonna take off, all the brown stuff that we don't need. We're gonna put that off to the side because we don't want that being touched. Okay. And then what we're gonna do, oh, forgot something, my snippers. Okay, so I'm back. I have my alcohol, my shears, my knife. I have a pruning knife. Nice and sharp. It's Cutco, ladies and gentlemen. That's a sharp knife. And then I have my pruning shears. And everybody, you're definitely supposed to sanitize them. Just put a little alcohol on a cotton pad or a paper towel or something. Open them up. Wipe them off. That sanitizes it. Get all that dirt off of it. Even the knife, even though it just came out of the dishwasher, like just wipe it off with alcohol. You never know. If we even use it, I don't even know if we're gonna use it. Put that off to the side. So what we're gonna do is, we have some roots here. I don't know if you could see that. Some aerial roots. Some aerial roots in here. Let me take this out of this pot. So we have some aerial roots in here, and we're gonna cut right underneath there. So, or just to get like some aerial roots in there. All right, and I'm gonna leave these two beautiful dark leaves. These aren't, see, these are pretty variegated, but this one has a lot of green. So that's where I wanna put that in water, definitely. So, and these are pretty close together in here. So I'm gonna cut like right under everything. And I think I'm gonna use my pruning knife to do that, just so I get more roots, more aerial roots. Let me show you while I'm doing it. That would be a little more helpful. So I'm gonna cut right in here. Hopefully I don't cut any of the leaves off or damage them. Okay. So we got in there nice and tight. Oh my God, this is so tight. And there is our little cutting. Look how gorgeous that is. So this is going to be another plant. All right. So this is going to be a whole other plant. Oh, also, what I want to tell you is I have a little wax melting pot. So what I do is I dip it in the wax to seal off this wound, okay? So let me go and I'll do that and I'll come back. I'm sure you guys have like a candle you can use. You don't have to use like a melting pot. You could just use a candle. All right? And that'll seal it off. There we go. So I already sealed it off with wax. It's on there, the wax. Now we're just gonna take it off of those roots that are protruding. See those aerial roots that are protruding? Look at that. Isn't that perfect? See that? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little glass. It says, I don't feel like adulting today. Propagate it. I think in the sphagnum moss that we did propagate this in the first place. So I'm just going to take that damp sphagnum moss, I'm just going to put it in. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it into this glass. And we're just going to very loosely put that sphagnum moss that this plant was in, that was wrapped in cellophane, and put it in the glass all around it. So it helps it out. All right. Now, in a few weeks, we'll probably have more growth from that other plant. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, we'll put that sphagnum moss in there. We'll put a little bit of water in there and call it a day. All right, that'll stay nice and moist. You see how so the water is in the glass, like down here. That'll soak up into the moss. But the roots aren't, like the base isn't touching. It's only touching like right here is where the plant is. So those roots will grow in. And I'm gonna have this still, I'm gonna keep it covered. Still, I'm gonna have it covered in this plastic bag. And the reason why is for humidity. And I do have humidifiers over there, but I just, you know, I want this to succeed. I don't really like this leaf. I don't really like this one. I might just cut them off. Actually, I am. I'm gonna cut them off. This leaf and this leaf. I'm gonna cut right off because you know what? They didn't unfurl anyway. We have a brand new plant to contend with and we'll work with it. So we'll put this right in the Ziploc bag. Because it is winter, it's drier, it's dry heat. So we're gonna put that in the Ziploc. Put a little more air in there. Really stretch it out and then close it up. And this is what you're working with, all right? And then in a few weeks, you'll be able to see these roots growing into the moss, all right? Very cool. Next, what we're gonna do with this, oh, I have some roots growing out of it. I'm gonna put this back into my planter where it normally goes on my wall. All right, so I'm gonna put this back in my planter, put it back on my wall, and it'll start, it has a node, it has growth nodes all over here, it has aerial roots all over here and over here, so it will be fine. What I will do is maybe put a little bit of cinnamon on that wound, but that's it, okay? Now we have this one here, this big boy. So, let's see. Let's rip off this old stuff. This is a new leaf coming in. This is pretty cleaned up, so we don't have a lot of dead stuff to take off. But I do have some brown leaves, and I do want to kind of get rid of them. So, all right, we're gonna cut that one off. See that? It's all browned. I mean, there's nothing wrong with brown leaves. Some growers like love to see the brown leaves. Okay, they don't mind it. They like it. It shows that their plant is real. But I'm gonna take them off. It'll give me a little more room to work with here. All right, and that's it. I don't really have that many brown. Oh, here's another one. Well, that looks a little pink. All right, we're gonna leave that. This top piece, I definitely want to do in water. I know that's a little more guaranteed. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go under these aerial roots here. All right, so we got a lot there. Let me cut that. I'm gonna cut that. We have a lot of aerial roots here. So I'm gonna start where it's not so crowded. And I'm going to start with my pruning knife, going in there. There's definitely going to be, all right, this is it. Oh, I didn't get that on camera. The whole sawing motion. Anyway, I cut it all. And look at that. So we have all these aerial roots. Can you see them? They're gorgeous. So what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna put this in, I think we're gonna put the top cutting in water so it's a little more guaranteed. And I don't really like, hold on, let me just seal that off with some wax. See, nice and sealed with wax. So what I don't really like to put it like straight down into the water. So I don't know, should we leave it up here? I don't really like it resting. It's not wide enough. So I'm gonna put a few rocks in there. And I know I do this a lot. You guys will see me always like using rocks and stuff like that, but I do like to use the rocks. I feel it gives it some support and it's not touching the bottom of the glass, so it doesn't cause as much rock. Okay, so I think that should be good. Let's see, put that in there. Yep, perfect. So we're gonna do that, and then all we're gonna do is, so I have some water here. Now I put my purifier, hold on one second. I put my, the water purifier in there. Let me see. Oh, I brought it over here. The tap water conditioner. Tap water in New Jersey is not the greatest. It has a lot of chlorine in it. And I did have a little bit of this Alaska fish fertilizer. So when you see it, it's not gonna be like super clear water, all right? So we're gonna put our plant in there around the rocks, all right? And then I'm gonna pour the water in so it's right above the aerial roots that are in there. And this will support it a little bit better. Now I might put a few more rocks in there just to support it a little more. All right. And that's it. And then this thing will, see, now it's more supported. So it's not gonna weeble wobble, but I will be able to check the roots whenever I feel like it, okay? So we're gonna put that one off to the side. Now I'm gonna make another cut here. This plant's a good one. This plant's gonna go crazy. So we have water, we have moss, propagation. Now we're gonna take our knife, which I wasn't sure if we would need it, but this is a pretty thick stalk. So we do have an aerial root there. Let's see. Where gonna take another cutting. Let's see. Looking down at our gorgeous Birkin. We're gonna take, let's see, these nodes are tight. I might just take, this is a little tricky here because we have this leaf, this leaf, this leaf. Then we have this little tiny section right there. 1, 2, 3. I might just go, I don't know if that's too many though. You know what? I'm gonna go underneath it. I'm gonna take a nice big section here. And we're gonna have a more established plant. That's it. So we'll do that. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So let's chop its head off and get going. Ugh. All right. Oh, I injured one of the leaves. It was the one that, that's all right. I injured one, see? It was the one with the pink on it. It's all right. Another one bites the dust. Sometimes it happens. So this one is injured on the top and the bottom because it's more of a middle cut. So what I'm gonna go do again is I'm going to go and put, I'm gonna put the wax on both sides of it, okay? Actually, yeah, on both sides. If I can get in there. If I can't, forget it. Okay, so I couldn't get in there. So I'm only doing it on this one side, but this side I will put a little bit of cinnamon on. And what we're gonna do is another propagation. So I don't know if I should do it. I'll do it in this little one here. Yeah, like that. We're gonna push that in there a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is, this is gonna be a perlite propagation, okay? So what we're gonna do, actually, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna do perlite propagation. So I'm gonna take a whole bunch of perlite, dump it in there. All right. Dump it in this bowl. Wet it up. Now perlite floats, I'm just letting you know. Very lightweight. Perlite floats. Just wet it enough. I like to mix it around with a chopstick. I use a chopstick for a lot of things. So this is extremely, extremely wet right now. Sometimes I rinse my perlite first and then put it in, but today I didn't. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna plop. No, I can't get it on. All right. So we're just gonna plop it in there, okay, girls and boys? So we're gonna plop it in there, make sure all the aerial roots are covered. Leave that wound open. So you see how I have that wound open? See that? I'm gonna put some cinnamon on there. And that'll sanitize it. It's like putting Neosporin or Aquaphor on one of your wounds. It'll keep it nice and sanitary. And now we're gonna wait. I could do one more on this one. I could do one more. What do we want to do? Should I take it all the way down? This is getting addictive here. Just cutting the shit out of my plant. Look at that leaf. Look at these leaves. They're gorgeous. Look at what we have left. These are gorgeous too. Let me take this one out of the bag for now. The one that's struggling with humidity. Look at these. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. Should we go for 5? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm like, I don't know. I'm terrible with this camera. It's just horrible. I think we should go for 5. I'm gonna try it. Why not? This is like, why not? Let's just do it. So, we're gonna do it. We're gonna cut our baby. Make sure it's in the right spot. Make sure we have enough aerial roots. I'm doing it. I did it. There it is. There's the propagation. Oh my God. Oh my God. So here's what we're going to do. Now this one, I think I'm going to just propagate this straight up in water. That's what I think we're going to do. We're just going to propagate it like straight up in water in this vase here. I'm going to shove it down a little bit and see what happens. Wonder if I'm gonna have enough. And you can see kind of how foggy the water is, and that's only because I put like the fish fertilizer. I put the tap conditioner in. Tap conditioner doesn't make any color, but a little bit of fish fertilizer definitely does. You can see it's like a little mucky color, but it's clean water. All right. So let me go get some more. I'll be right back. Now it is also because I use such a big vase to do this. I didn't have to use such a big vase to do this. So you see that? It's all the way up on the top. But we're gonna just water this into the area. And there you go. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna water propagate it. We'll watch those roots grow. You'll see everything. You'll see everything. And then what I use, this is a little interesting, okay? I use an aquarium bubble maker, like it aerates the water. So I don't have to change my water, I just have to top it off. And I'm gonna, you know what, let me show it to you. I'm currently propagating at the moment some pink princess philodendron, some red Anderson, some Florida beauty, let me see, oh, and some silver sword. And what I also do is I put a little bit of pothos in that water, because apparently pothos has like a rooting hormone, and the roots grow a lot faster. So as soon as I start to see the roots, I put oh, here's my little doggy do. As soon as I start to see those roots, that's when I put some fertilizer into the water. Now these Birkins already have some roots because they have the aerial roots. So that's why I wanted to put them in some water. So let me see, how do I turn this camera around? Okay, so these are my pink princess philodendron. And you can see the roots growing inside, okay? And here is my bubble machine. So this is like this is the motor. This is the pump that pumps the oxygen back into the water. So here you go. Where is it? Here it is, that thing. So then what I do is I like to plop it into the water. And see the bubbles? So you don't have to change your water. You don't have to go crazy with it. It just had, you see that silver sword? How gorgeous is that? So I'm propagating that now. Now the roots on this are absolutely awesome. I'm gonna pot this up soon. I might do it today, actually. Look at the roots on that. That's awesome. So we're gonna be potting some stuff up soon. And even my pink princess, we have some crazy roots on these. Let me see. Look at that. We have some beautiful roots on that. All right. So we might be doing that soon. Then I have my Florida Beauty. These take a long time to root, I find. They take a long time to root. I mean, look, there are roots coming out, but I did this on the same day as the Pink Princess, and it's just starting to root now. You see the wax on both ends so that they don't rot. Let me see. You see the wax on both ends. So what I do is I put that motor pump into like a vase, and here's my red Anderson. So we're gonna see what these roots are like. I know I have some roots on these, so look at those roots. Those are ready to be potted up too. So look at that gorgeous leaf. And this is a baby leaf. This isn't even hardened off yet. So these are really beautiful. Oh, and there's a new leaf coming in. I didn't even see that. That's so cool. All right, so yeah. So that's what I use. I use the fish tank pumps. They're like $8 on Amazon. Like you could get them delivered to you in overnight or whatever. They're so, it makes your life so much easier. So I have 2 of those. I just switch them out like from vase to vase to vase. And that's it. It's like, it's so easy. Thank you for joining us at Houseplants New Jersey. Have a great night. Like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you comment, but definitely subscribe. I have 16 subscribers now. I'm very proud of myself. So, but definitely stay tuned for more propagations, more planting, more information. Thank you. Bye.